Does homework always feel like a battle in your home? Your child is staring at their homework, refusing to start. You remind them gently at first, then a little firmer. Suddenly, it's a full-blown meltdown. It can feel so confusing as a parent. Do I push them? Do I back off? Am I helping or making it worse? Many parents tell us, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. If that's you, you're not alone and you're not failing. You're likely dealing with something deeper than just bad behavior. You might be seeing the impact of executive functioning challenges, language difficulties, or both. DLD isn't just about how many words a child knows, it affects how they understand, organize, and express ideas, especially under pressure. Executive functioning is about how we plan, shift attention, and regulate emotions. These skills are closely tied to language, and when one is shaky, the other often is too. So, what looks like refusal or laziness might actually be a child who wants to do the task, but doesn't know where or how to begin. And when that feels overwhelming, cue the meltdown. Let's dig deeper into what might actually be happening under the surface. Could be difficulty initiating. Your child might be stuck at the very first step. Their brain is looking at the paper thinking, too much, I don't know where to start. That's an executive function skill called initiation. Could be language processing overload. If the instructions are long or wordy, a child with DLD may not fully understand what they're being asked to do, especially if they're tired, distracted, or anxious. Working memory struggles are really common for kids with DLD. Can they hold on to the instructions while also trying to remember a math rule or a spelling pattern? Kids with DLD and executive function challenges often can't juggle that much information at once. I've noticed this a lot with kids with writing, which is why I love using graphic organizers and other visuals so that they could have that information at least on paper in front of them and they don't have to hold that all in their brain at once. Emotional regulation and self-talk could also be a real challenge. Without the internal language to talk themselves through a tough task, kids with DLD may not have the tools to say, okay, just do one part at a time. Instead, they might think, this is too hard, I'm dumb, and that can spiral very quickly into shutdown or explosion. If any of this sounds familiar, your child isn't being difficult on purpose. Their brain is struggling to manage the load, and they're showing you the only way they know how. Here are some ways to support both language and executive function skills right at homework time. So number one, I love to preview the task with the child. So look at the worksheet or whatever it is that they have to do and say, what do we think this is about? Help your child verbalize the goal. Talking it through lowers the pressure. And if they're not ready, if that question feels overwhelming, you can model, okay, well, it looks like this is about, and so on. You can make a note of any visuals, any images, any diagrams, any bolded words, any subject headings that can help your child just start to get an idea of what it's about. But if they're pushing back and not wanting to engage or not knowing how to answer that question, go ahead and model for them what you think that it's about. Another great strategy is breaking the task into chunks. So you could use a mini checklist, you could use sticky notes, different things work for different kids, but one small step at a time can be the difference between panic and progress. I personally love letting my students and my own children check off each task as they go, and that seems to be very, very motivating. It also shows that the number of things that they need to do is decreasing as they make progress. So they've got that visual there. I also like using visual timers or movement breaks, and this can help with attention, pacing, and emotional regulation. And it also sends the message we're working with your brain, not against it. And you're not going to be doing this forever and ever and ever without having a break. I love to say the steps out loud, model your thinking. Okay, I'll read the instructions first, then I'll do question one, and then I'll check it off after. So this helps kids build their own internal language. I also love reframing mistakes. So when things go sideways, try, It looks like that part didn't make sense yet. Let's figure it out together. Everybody's learning, right? Making mistakes is part of the process, and that keeps the door open for problem solving without shame. I love letting kids draw what they know. So if verbal explanation is hard, drawing or pointing to pictures can still be a powerful way to show understanding. When we understand the why behind the behavior, we can respond with compassion and strategy, not just frustration. Homework time can still be hard, but with the right supports in place, it can also be a chance to build skills, trust, and confidence. And parents, in the vast majority of cases, you are doing better than you think. Your child doesn't need you to be perfect. They just need you to keep showing up.